You noticed earlier that there were a couple different organizations, associations that kind of govern case management. One of those is the Case Management Society of America. This kind of outlines their particular process that they expect case managers to use. So, should you find yourself in a case manager role at some point, these would be kind of the basic outline that this association used. So some agencies you would work in may have it set up based on one of these particular associations guidelines, whereas another agency you might work might utilize the other one. This just kind of talks about how to go about developing a case manager program. These are kind of ways to think about it if someone was coming in to start up a new pilot program or a project. So it kind of gives you typical things that you guys might be looking at. What assessing the organization, the client population, what's our high volume or high risk cases, what kind of client problems are we seeing, is an interdisciplinary team needed, either inpatient or outpatient, and is there specific pathways that we need to keep in place to manage this type of patient? And again, you see this is more of an inpatient model in sort, although then it looks at, well, we've decided they have a big need for not getting a specific thing done in a timely manner, or we don't have a real good education piece on something, then they may trial a different way of doing it or a pilot program and then evaluate how well that is working and continue to modify it based on some of this reassessment again. A lot of case management outcomes are important when you're thinking about your service learning plan. What things do you really want to get out of working with another agency for this population? Do you want the patient knowledge to improve? Do you want patients to be more involved or more participative in their care or more empowered? Do you want them to adhere to medications or treatment plans more consistently? Or do you want to just have better coordination of care? And when you think about some agencies that you may partner with, some of them may be set up really more as a research arm to really look at improving not just patient knowledge, but even clinician and expert knowledge on a particular disease, as well as knowledge on evidence-based interventions that we can be doing that might support some of these outcomes. So, you kind of have to think broadly about what would be some of the outcomes in our project that we would hope to achieve, and these might just give you some things to think about. There are major forces that trigger disease management plans. As you know, when there was a huge proliferation of managed care systems that now kind of really oversee and want to govern and make sure that diseases are being managed both from a quality standpoint for outcomes, but also that we are making sure that the care that we're providing is not too much monetary expense or is being done in efficient ways is also another thing that from a higher level standpoint people may be looking at. So, if you have a specific disease and you know that there's a simpler way that we could be managing some of this, or maybe there's a way that a patient that you have in your high-end unit could be transitioned earlier to a more cost-effective location safely. Those might be some examples of ways that you might think about how to incorporate disease management systems in your plan. These are some of the disease management transitions. These are some ideas like where in the continuum of care is care best provided? Is there something going on in the patient population that needs investigated because this is an ongoing problem for this kind of injury to keep occurring, and we keep having these kind of patients in our unit? Is there not being prevention in an early enough time, or an intervention at an early enough time so that they don't end up in the ICU? Would be a good transition thought you might think about. And then just again, how are people being managed in communities, and overall how is the population being dealt with on this particular disease? So all of these slides you can focus on, but you can find tenets within a lot of these components that help you design your plan really well. These are the goals of population health. So they're really important. We want to keep people who are well. We want to reduce health risk. We want to provide quick access for acute illness. We want to prevent chronic complications, and we want to get patients that have complex illnesses that are catastrophic moved to compassionate care or hospice settings when that is feasible. And why is there a huge focus on chronic health issues? You can see this is going to be very expensive to manage, and it's growing. And we also are having more and more workforce productivity issues as people are in the middle adult years because of this issue also as a country. So population care coordination, these are some of the things that your team may be considering and is on your list. How do you assess? Plan some interventions together as a team and monitor that. Again, looking at how do you identify some gaps, or how do you identify patients early? How do you really get them in the right system at the right time? And how are programs being delivered to support some of the things that go on with them? Again, leadership and management implications. Team collaboration is very important, as we've already talked about the interprofessional focus already. We have to think about our nursing care delivery systems. Are they set up really for the optimal care of that kind of patient, that population that keeps coming to your unit? Are there better ways on the inpatient side to deliver care more cost effectively, or in a safer environment where they might not get infections? Do we need to have something set up so that it's very clear when they are admitted to one unit versus the other? Case management really goes beyond the acute care setting, as we've already mentioned. There is also a thought that you might want to add in a component in your plan related to family-centered models. If your patient population is one that, let's say, is in a coma or likely to have an unconscious state, then how does your plan focus and kind of connect and have some family consideration in it as well? And then I guess some of the main issues and trends is there still continues to be a lack of universal definition for case managers. We still have non-clinical staff in case manager roles, which is really not in line with what nursing espouses to someone really being more highly educated and specifically nursing. There has been some talk of state licensure or state control of the practice of case managers. And then there's a lot of evidence-based literature related to case management that in the future leaders need to really pay attention to. And then I guess one of the major hot spots when you think about disease management or population health management is treatment adherence, and how do we move from the mindset of treatment being adhered to because we told you need to do it, to I'm managing my disease and I am self-managing my disease. So those are on the two ends of the spectrum. And so I would encourage you, when you're out there working with patients and being the leaders in your departments that are dealing with disease case management and population health management, that you're thinking through moving that client into self-control, or self-management and or self-care, and find ways to move away from authoritative treatment assignment and compliance, because those are the kinds of ways of thinking that nursing leaders have to move towards to get at our end result. If you guys have any questions about working through your plans going forward, let me know. I did put you in a couple little last slides here that are also have this component on your instructions list and your template that I did for your team. And I did include a copy of this slide because it kind of gives you, again, a kind of a visual thing to think about. What area do we kind of want to concentrate, maybe with our connection with another agency? Are we concerned about interventions? Are we concerned about outcomes? Are we really concerned about correct identification of patients that might meet the service? Meet the partnering agency's criteria. So once you kind of meet with and kind of think through that, I would encourage you to kind of think about models. They're really helpful tools to kind of look through and help you pull your thoughts together as a team.